March the 11th, 2022. Guys, you're looking at a image from a video yesterday that went viral, and it's a trucker, and he's complaining about the price of gas. I think they're running about 300 gallons in the 18-wheelers. But notice the cost was $1,052.05, and this was for 205 gallons, it looks like, possibly. So that's not even filling up a 300-gallon truck, if that's what he's driving. You know, stopped in before he got too low. 1,052. Think about that. Now, it would, at diesel now, and we'll look at the current prices this morning, is over $5. So at 300, you're looking at what, $1,500 to fill the thing all the way up if it's dead empty. And this guy is quite irate in the video. And he's saying you're about to be paying $11 a gallon for milk because how much it's costing us to ship. Now, again, we're seeing news from truckers all across the planet. You saw it in Canada. You see it now up in D.C. They've got the People's Convoy they'll go in and do a couple of laps around the D.C. Beltway a day. Don't know how effective it is. It's hard to tell because there's a lot of sanctions that are being lifted, and a lot of that's got to do with midterm elections. People know they're already in trouble, and they'll do anything to keep that power. So, but and one other thing about the People's Convoy, I've linked to it a couple times, and it looks like there's a tremendous amount of patriotism going on there. I do have one concern, and I'm concerned, and I'm sure I'm going to catch some flack over it. But have you ever wondered, has that been hijacked, from the outside? After the U.S. saw what happened in Canada, and then it was announced that this was going to happen, a month later here, then you know how this can be set up easily and infiltrated. And, like I said, it's a tremendous amount of patriots there that love this country. And you watched as they came from California to the D.C. area, how many people were on the bridges, how many people are behind it. And I'm behind it, but I'm concerned that it may have been infiltrated and hijacked. There's a lot of authority there as far as telling all the truckers exactly what to do, and you got to have some order. But there's, I think, 300 or 400 trucks involved in hundreds and hundreds of cars. I'm not sure the number. I think it changes every day, and more people come in on the weekends up to that racetrack. But that's not enough to really affect the supply chain the way that we're seeing it now. We know that they've killed a bunch of oil and gas drilling leases and permits, things like that, shut down pipelines, shut off the flow from Russia. But by the way, Russia is only, I think, 2.3% of our oil import anyway. But there's destruction, and it's coming from within, and it's coming very quickly. I just want to show you the prices here. Let me scroll this down. National average gas prices. Now, this was earlier this morning. Let me pull it down just a little further. And right there. Current average for regular is $4.31. Mid-grade, $4.63. Premium, $4.91. By the end of the day, or maybe since this morning, it's at $5 for premium. Diesel, $5.05. Think about it. That's what our truckers are using. And the E85 is 3.73. Always your farm diesel and things like that is going to be a little cheaper, but don't get caught with it in your big rigs. Now, yesterday it was, let's just look at the regular gas, $4.25. A week ago, $3.72. A month ago, $3.40. A year ago to date, $2.81. So it's jumped from $2.81 to $4.31. Now, a year ago on diesel, $3.03 a gallon. It's over $2 difference now. And guys, it's almost doubling the price on everything, and diesel will be much higher because they're going to allow it to become higher. Guys, you realize that with these prices, Think about if you have to commute to work every day. How many times do you have to fill up your car that week? And look at the cost. Say just regular 431. All right, get your mileage. Know your mileage in your vehicle and know how many miles you got to put on it, and then add that in, and you can put about 7% inflation per month. It looks like on it, maybe 7.5 is what they were saying. How much are you going to have left for food and to pay your other bills? This is going to shut the entire nation down. You think about the freedom we've had to visit other states, visit grandkids, do things like that. Now it's going to be so expensive that you're not going to be able to do that. You better consider the shutdown of much of our transportation, your ability to travel in the way you do now. Will it go to horse and buggy days? More than likely. More than likely. And I tell you what, if you had a way to, if you had solar panels, one of these electric golf carts or something like that, might come in real handy because you can charge it with your solar panels. But think about the cost of the transportation of food, lumber, all materials is going to be, it's almost untouchable now. If you try to buy any lumber at all, it's unbelievable what it's costing. It went down some, but it's still terrible, just compared to a couple of years ago. All planned and all part of the design. It's going to take every penny you have to just probably eat if you can find decent food. Things are getting really bad, and it's worse in Europe. The price over there in, I think it's France. I want to go to that article, so I'm correct about this. But I think Monday they are shutting down the entire truck convoys. Not just the convoys, but the truckers themselves and the companies are getting together and just going on strike. Period. Nothing running. Let me find that. Now, I'm glad I went over here because it's not France, it is Italy. My bad. Also, in the price list I was showing you before of the prices of gas today, if you notice in the bottom two lines, if you didn't catch it, I should have read it. It's the highest prices ever, all across the board, ever. But this article, Italian truckers declare force majeure over gas pains, halt delivery starting Monday. Halted because of the price of gas. And that may be what it happens here. Why? Because truckers simply can't afford it. And so if you're not going to you can't make any money, you can't get enough fuel, you can't afford to do it, prices are skyrocketing, then they may end up doing something like this. And I think the feds in every state should immediately take the taxes off of all fuel. Take the state, take the federal taxes, local taxes, whatever's on the fuel. Take it out now or nothing is going to work. And starting Monday, March 14th, the trucking companies will suspend services nationwide over this explosion in fuel cost. The road transport block will have direct effects on the community, suspending the supplies of goods in the commercial sector and leading to a surge in retail price lists and shopping supermarkets. All an inevitable consequence considering that 85% of goods sold in Italy travel by road. 85%. And a further damage for consumers exhausted like companies buy expensive fuel. It's just a one world movement. It's a downhill fall. Planned a long time ago, but it's on us now. It says the trucking industry calls on the government to suspend the value-added tax, or the VAT, on gas and diesel and remove excise duties. That has to happen worldwide. But more than that, the permits have to go forward. But they won't let it happen. Not unless something changes very quickly. We do know midterms are coming up. But I heard this the other day, and it was said very well, that we're at the point now to where the powers that be are not hiding what they're doing anymore. They're getting caught every day in one lie after the other. But now they have so much control, and they feel like they have but a short time as they run in their rage of destruction, that they just don't care what you find out, what you think. And guys, I think we're all sadly mistaken if we think the midterm election will be allowed to happen. That's coming up very quickly. They already had some of the runoffs. Now, here in the U.S., 6 U.S. governors are seeking a tax holiday. Meanwhile, in the U.S., where gasoline is much lower than in the EU. Think about that. At our cost, and it's lower than it is there. Pennsylvania Governor Tom Wolf and the governors of 5 other states are calling on Congress to suspend the federal gas tax until the end of 2022. The governor sent a letter to congressional leaders asking for the suspension. The federal gas tax is 18 cents per gallon. Anything will help, but you're going to have to increase the flow in order for this nation to survive. Now, according to AAA, the national gas price in the U.S. is $4.17, up more than $1 from 2021. The Gas Price Relief Act, introduced in the House and Senate, H.R. 6787 and S.3609 respectively, would alleviate the consumer cost of rising gas prices while protecting the federal government's capacity to make infrastructure investments. I haven't seen any of those investments. Have you guys? At a time when people are directly impacted by rising prices on everyday goods, a federal gas tax holiday is a tool in the toolbox to reduce costs for Americans. That's pretty a blatant lie. It's a tool in the toolbox to keep your butt from getting kicked out of office. And we urge you to give every consideration to this proposed legislation. Now, just if you read the list of some of these governors and House leaders, it's scary. Whitmer, Pelosi, Schumer, McCarthy, McConnell, Tim Walz, Michelle Lujan Grisham. Just goes on, guys. So it's not about helping us. It's about saving their election. Now, this chart in the map here came out yesterday on the 10th. The average was $4.31. And the red states have that are marked in this map have the highest prices out there, from $5.69 to $4.47. And the red, and then you go into the pink. That's the next level, from $4.47 to $4.30 a gallon. The white area, $4.30 to $41. And then in your light blue, which Alabama, Mississippi, Texas, South Carolina are in, and up through the central part of the Appalachians, $4.01 or 13 cents, and $3.99. And the darker blue is the least expensive at $3.99 to $3.81. And they're saying that what is being shipped is to the states that need it the less, and the states that need it the most aren't getting enough, and it's higher there. But the AAA says $4 gas is the tipping point for most Americans, and we've reached it. In California, the price of regular hit $5.69 and diesel $6.21 today. Both are new records. California truckers, I don't know how you can afford that. You're looking at you're breaking $2,000 almost to fill up. $2,000 at that. Californians pay $1.37 more than the national average. The reason is massive gas taxes on top of special blending rules. The state is considering a tax on electric vehicles to make sure motorists pay their fair share of road maintenance. So there goes the savings in that. The only advantage in an electric vehicle is you can charge it from solar powers, as long as your battery banks hold up, so for solar panels. And again, they're mentioning that the feds are giving us too much gas where we don't need it and too little where we do. Also, guys, the average worker has lost money to inflation 12 times in the last 14 months. There's a link here. If you go to Zero Hedge, check this article out. It says real wages declined 12 times in the last 14 months, and it's the details on how that has happened. And just I think in February, the inflation has gone up over 7% since February across the nation. It's guys, I know it's hitting you in the pockets. Luckily, most of my traveling now is local. I don't have to have that much. Everybody keep your tanks full if you can, because it's just going to go up every day. And you've got a tractor, you may want to get some extra diesel, even at the price it is. Before, it's unbelievably expensive and very hard to find. Because how does the gas get to the service stations? By truckers, right? But guys, times are critical now. And if you haven't prepped, you're almost too late. But think of everything in your life that you would possibly need, things that you need right now, but exclude possibly in sometimes this year. And I think it would happen before midterms, is some power blackouts. So imagine what you would need without power. If you really want to prep, what could you do? Some solar panels, wood burners, just learn to live with it, and that's what we're going to have to do. But things are getting critical. So make sure you have everything. Get you some water filtration. We have the world's #1 system on our website at BPEarthWatch.com. And that's the Alexa Pure. And guys, I would consider very strongly some rain barrels. They can fill up very quickly. You can treat it, and you can filter it with your water filters. But get you some water barrels, not fuel barrels or anything like that. But get you as many as you can get. Put them where they'll run off from your home. And again, it will fill very quickly. And the ones that you can buy are about $75 or $79 at Home Depot, and they're 55 gallons, and they have a screen over the top to keep mosquitoes out of the water. You can always take that, boil it, filter it, whatever you need to do. But every drop is going to be very critical, guys. Most of our water comes from electrical pumps, whether it's from a water tank to a ground tank, and so even if you have a well, you better get you an inverter and some solar panel backup, because things are going to get really crazy really fast. And I hope you understand what I'm saying, and I know most of you do. Most of you are prepped, but just pretend and just in your mind consider what is about to happen. Think about it. How will you react now? Because when it does happen and you don't have that plan and you don't have that state of mind of, I know this is coming, so I'm going to be prepared for it. If you don't have that, you're going to be shocked. And more people are waking up every day. Guys, we're watching this. You pay very close attention to what we're doing here, what this nation and this planet is doing. It is a planned takedown. I know there's a lot going on worldwide, wars and rumors of wars. Those things must come. Get ready. It's a heads up. Be safe.